why everybody is so tense about their results?
That everything is a competition. If I don't will, I might as well just die.
There is nothing such as success.
Success is subjective.
There is no success. What is success?
There are only 3-4 keywords that students use, like anxiety, depression, burnout.
Burnout, and don't overdo. You'll burn out. Go slow and all. So I said, what is burnout? How can you determine your future and lock your future at this stage when you are 21? Use the system to your advantage. Don't become victim of the system.
Alright, so it seems like it's that time of the year when students become anxious. Everything in their life is on hold because this thing is about to come, which is going to mandate their future. And it seems that time has come again this year. And it makes me only reflect more about the things that I went through when I was in 10th grade. So choosing the streams. In India, we have 12th up to 12th grade. And in 10th grade, you choose streams. So you either, back then, I guess with the new national update that the government has done in 2020 for education reform, there's been this facility provided to students, like this opportunity that you can opt any stream without any, clusters. So, earlier it used to be like physics, maths, and biology, like PCB. So you have to get all three of them. You can't get like physics with history or physics with psychology. That's not possible. But I think now with the 2020 update, things seem to be
Now
changing.
you can mix like science and humanities.
Yes, at least that's what's on the news, and that's what's.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, even now that I've left, school, like it's good to reflect back. So I was wondering, like, even you went through that process, but in that time, and like now we're going through in this time, but there are certain things that are always similar about those experiences. And so I feel like we could highlight that and connect with, people who are anxious.
I think one of the reasons I'm doing it with you is you are a student,
Yeah.
So you have very innocent questions and you are inquiring. Your mind is in inquiry, you want to know what's happening. And also you represent today's generation, which is quicker generation than my generation. And then I'm more experienced than you. I've seen more world. So I think this interaction makes it very interesting,
Yes, it does.
So my example of education, we are talking because the admissions are opening now. The students are going to next grade and they have to figure out what is good for them. Whether they should pursue formal education or they should go and learn some skill or they should take up a job. So it's a very important part. See, when I think after 12th, I think the biggest problem is, after 12th you want freedom, because schools in my time were more disciplined and the I won't say oppression, but the authority of a teacher was much
Had more impact. Yes.
Because those were traditional times, and now we are more like
We're opening
Western. Up. So we wanted freedom, and college also meant freedom from uniform, freedom from parents for so many hours, freedom to go and watch movies, freedom to do lots of things. And you are also turned teenager. I mean, you're 17 or something. So now people turn adults much faster.
Yeah.
Earlier at 17, we didn't know much about the world, and the man-woman relationship boy-girl relationship was also very different and more tabooed and more closed door kind of an affair, So, but one thing, because most of us are from small town, middle class backgrounds without any privileges, so the biggest fear was in the third year of BSE, which I did. What now? What job? You have to have a job. I mean, there's no point. There's no option you have. So you have to find a job, and you have to also look good in your parents' eyes and society's eyes, and society mattered a lot, and that's how all the doors open for you. So this is your real birth, so far you were protected, somebody was looking after you. So I also went through the same thing, but we had very few choices. There were no choices. The only choice in front of me was either become engineer or do masters in chemistry or physics or mathematics, but then I chose to do my master's in economics because I didn't want to do a job so soon, and I wanted more freedom from this thing. And then after I did my post graduation, then suddenly I found that there is an institute called Indian Institute of Mass Communication. So that ensured one more year of education. So I went to Delhi and did advertising. It was very disruptive course at that time. I mean, not very many people did. There was only one institute which was teaching it, or maybe one more in Bombay, and 25 students each. So 50 students were getting trained advertising personals. Then I started a job. Then again I went to Harvard to study. So yes, I have not stopped studying, I would say. But one thing is there, that there was a lot of fear, a lot of insecurities. Now, today they discover, they call it depression, trauma, anxiety, stress, all those kind of things. In those times, nobody cared about how you felt. Didn't matter at all how you felt,
it did not, no.
But why these days, why there is so much of trauma? Why there's so many openings, you can do so many things now. But I'm meeting that young boys and girls, they are very under stress or depression or anxiety. They use 3-4 terms: stress, anxiety. We should do a mental health episode sometime.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, there are a lot of and brutally honest one without being politically correct. We should do very but political correct and politically incorrect.
Incorrect
also.
as well. Yes.
So education. So tell me why everybody is so tense about their results?
Competition. It's simple. Like when the population of the country is going up, we are 1.7 billion people apparently.
No, 1.4.
1.4, okay, but 1.7 is not that far away, like it's very near. But see, that's the thing, like when we have 1.7 billion population, we see that the competition between students are increasing. That's why if you go to any good colleges in India, as they say, like certain government institutions are better than the private ones, whatever subliminal reputation they hold, and you see that students who are getting 99%, 99.96, some crazy number like that, they can't get admissions because the cutoff is 99.98, right? Like that is even harder to imagine, because like these are tests that are being taken by written means, right? Like 10
but
to 12.
isn't it also a sign that the society is moving towards perfection? Though perfection is very plastic. You said 100 out of 100 is perfection. Okay, but that's perfect. That's the limit. You can't go above that. You can't get 101 out of 100. So aren't we moving where everybody has to be excellent in something?
Yes, but at the cost of mental health, right? Ultimately, because when you have constant competition, when you have to constantly be at that train speed, right, you're burning out. Like your body has to give up at some point. You are right. Like there are only 3-4 keywords that students use, like anxiety, depression, burnout. Like these are like the key phrases you throw around to express that your body is giving up. Like mind and body go like this, right? And so if one is just not there, like one would be working, but it's not functioning, it's not working together. And so if your mind is super stressed.
Yeah, hang on. Here I have a very, very cool, very unique theory. Okay. You also said that mind and body go together. So when we say mind and body, it means we are talking about two entities. Right?
Okay.
We never say that our stomach and body has to go together. We never say our hand and body has to go together. You never say my eyes and body have to go together. We assume everything else makes up a body, but mind is separate. Why is it so?
So
that's why you're focusing on mind so much that you are inventing, like you have diseases for your body, you are inventing diseases for your mind also. This is a thought.
No, and it's very much possible. Like, and we can prove these things experimentally also. And like in psychoanalysis, we have like certain terms to describe this.
What?
Like when you're going through a massive burnout, and you feel as if, and what is a burnout? Let's just put, like, if I am working for 16 hours in front of my pen or paper computer, and I'm doing this like 6 times a week, right? Like, and my nutrition is okay, but not optimal. So at maybe the 2-week mark or 3-week mark, my body would be wanting much more rest than it is already getting, right? So your body breaks down. But you were putting it into a very interesting perspective, which is this mind-body problem in philosophy, right? Like whether mind itself is a separate entity, what is the difference between the mind and brain, right? Because mind seems to be like this affective side, and like brain is this more logical, cognitive, neural network mechanism. The way and this problem has existed for so long, like since ancient Greece, like mind body.
I'm sorry, I didn't. My idea was not to.
No, but it's
Get
a
in.
very you're saying the things that are true. You're just framing them, you're giving me references, I'm just connecting it. But it is very true. People tend to think, and this is what you call an intuitive understanding of the universe.
Yeah, suppose
Yeah.
your hand, okay? Sometimes if I have noticed it as an experiment, you go and just sit in a park, on a bench, or wherever you are in the world, in a train, plane, just keep looking at your hand for some time, start feeling it like this. I guarantee you after some time you'll start noticing lots of things which you should be bothered about. Maybe you'll see some little boil, or maybe you'll say somewhere it's dry or something, or by doing it slowly you'll see your nerves, and you'll say, oh my god, so many nerves are coming, maybe this is, and you start noticing it from like microscopic. So if we are all the time thinking about our own mind, who's thinking about mind? Mind is thinking about mind, or some other entity is thinking? It's your mind which is thinking.
Yeah.
It's a thought. Okay, so you have to reach the root of the thought. Anyways, what we are talking about admissions. Okay. So, admissions, I'll tell you, I think what you said, burnout. Lots of students, whoever is listening, I'm sure you, maybe if you're a young student, you use these terms, burnout. Is it a very
Burnout,
common?
yeah. It's a psychological
When I learned this after 30 years of working, and that also, that I said, only when I went to gym, there a lot of people were using this term burnout, and don't overdo, you'll burn out, go slow and all. So I said, what is burnout? They said, so I said, okay, burning your calories out, that's burnout of calories, that your input of calories is less than what you're burning. But I have never felt any burnout, and I work all the times, and non-stop without a single day holiday. I mean, I travel so much, so it's a holiday. I mean, I get to see lots of places. It's not a holiday to sit and relax. But what I'm saying is, burnout happens when you're doing things you don't like.
Yes, true.
If you like something, there will not be burnout. Okay, suppose you are with a companion, okay, or you are with somebody, somebody, a friend, acquaintance, whoever, somebody, okay, who you are not fascinated with, who you are not in love with, somebody who you are not don't feel passionately, whatever, love or hate, whatever, any emotion you don't feel for. Yes, they're nice, socialize, this thing. How long can you spend, how much time can you spend with that person? After some time, you'll get bored. You want to take a break. But if you are in love with someone, you don't want a break even for a second. When you start looking for breaks, means then your love is subsiding into something else. You are getting the same satisfaction from somewhere else, So problem is that nobody tells you what is the payoff of science? What is science going to give you in life? How it's going to be useful? How it's going to make you a smarter boy, smarter girl? If you do science, you will be like XYZ scientist, okay? Oh, Einstein was so much fun if you do that. Okay, so you can keep hair also like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you can keep mustache like that. At the same time, you can get a Nobel Prize also.
Yeah.
That's why science is fun. Another thing is, okay, why you should do arts and why you should do history, So if you tell stories of history and cultivate that kind of thing, parents don't recognize the special talent everybody is born with. Okay, schools don't recognize the special talent you are born with. You have template, stereotype talents, dancing, music, performing, drama, some throwing at competitions, running at competitions, cricket, football, blah, 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 blah. But you don't recognize special talents. A lot of people can tell very good stories, isn't it? A lot of people have creative ideas about things. Okay, a lot of people can describe beauty in a very different way. Same rainbow they can describe in a different way.
Poetry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poetry. Yeah,
Yeah.
poetry is also, you can say. So all the, I'm saying anything in this world, innovation, humor.
Yes.
Okay, humor is one very good
Comedy. Yeah.
aspect
Yeah.
of that. Ideas, criticism, reviews of things, appreciation of something. You know, anthropology or history, for that matter, boring subject. Somebody is very good with hiking, trekking, those kind of things.
Yes. Adventure sports.
Yeah, adventure sports. Some people are very calm and they have different kind of a talent, so they go into a lot of philanthropic, metaphysical questions in life, and they slowly add on value to the already existing knowledge on philosophy. So there's variety of talents. Okay, somebody can talk about abstracts.
Very well. Yes. Yes.
Abstract is very important in life. The problem is nobody knows what to do with it. Second thing is, we want to create duffers. We want to mass produce duffers, creative duffers. Nobody, in no school, you are told how to live a creative life. You are born creative. Till the time you go to school, you are a creative child. The moment you go there, then you are trained, no, only rainbow looks beautiful. Okay, this doesn't look beautiful. And they start creating divisions in your own life and start narrowing you and restricting you. That's why most of the people don't enjoy it. The thing is that nobody trains young kids how to discover their own talent.
Yes.
Well, nobody talks about that. Talent to us is going to these dance competitions, reality competitions.
Beauty pageants.
So
And
that's why you have burnout. What are the other issues in students about admissions which are coming now?
So another being, okay, whether we should rely entirely on this aspect of entrance exams, or we should be more holistic in admitting students to our institutions. So looking at their co-curricular activities, how they do apart from the traditional education that they're getting, which is a good thing. But then we need to understand that the deeper problem here is giving education to the poor people so we can eliminate the population problem, and so that everyone, even if you're a 95, 75, 30% student, you can get those opportunities that could make you understand what your path is, because nobody is going to do it for you. One thing I realized from going through 10th to 12th to this recent undergraduate degree, and then now post now entering the master's phase, I'm understanding there were so many false things told to us when we were kids. And in a good way also, because the intentions on your parents and your teachers are always experientially right. They went through it, so they want to make sure that you go through it well and you're okay. So they hype you up, they give you stress, but it's only because they want you to do the best, right? They have, so intentionality is there from parents, and most students don't get it. You only get it after you're away from college and you're in that phase when you're getting to the job search, and when you realize the true harsh realities of the professional life and how hard it is in that sector.
I understand. But you were saying about admissions, these competitive courses. Yeah, so if somebody has decided I have to become an engineer and doctor, there's no way out, you have to do that. But I am basically, I believe that you should do that. But then those courses should be designed in such a way that I'm being able to do things for my life too. What are the most important things? How to live life and how to love. And these two courses don't exist in any university anywhere in the world. Why these universities exist? These universities exist basically to create manpower, to create skilled thinkers, skilled labor, skilled nurses, skilled philosophers, everybody who thinks in a similar way, to create a standardized uniform society. Okay, which takes orders, which can obey, which follows laws and follows rules and adhere to all the rules. But then the world has progressed because of people breaking the rules, people not adhering to law, and people
being disruptive,
and not destructive, but destructive. Destructive. They have
Yeah.
destroyed things and
They have,
created new things. So I am not game for very structured education system, template based education system where there is one course for all. And but then it is practically impossible to have so many courses for other people. But it should be in college, you are adult enough to pick and choose whatever you like. And I
Yes,
think
yeah.
this open-ended education is very important. If somebody says, okay, I just want to go on some 50 hiking trips, long hiking trips, so say from Bombay to Kanyakumari, so I'll do 6 months, then write a project on that, and try to understand and do that. You should be allowed. I mean, imagine in 2 years you will have done the entire country, and you have got cataloged your perception, interpretation of Indian food, diversity, so many things which we don't know. You learn.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be a course? It's so interesting. Things like that. If somebody says, okay, I just want to spend next 3 years learning how the weaving and all those kind of things, you should be allowed.
Yeah.
But the whole problem is that who's going to think about it? So I say you think about it. It's your life. Okay, you don't have to. You have to have knowledge.
Yes.
Knowledge is a never-ending process. All your life you learn knowledge, and you move every day. I feel that I've learned something new. I was so ignorant yesterday. So, if you ask me how was your yesterday, I would say ignorant. And how's your today? I would say knowing more. So that should be the continuous process. So today will become ignorant tomorrow. Okay,
Yeah.
and the tomorrow will become knowing more, because every day, and if that is not happening, if you are not knowing more, then you are not gaining knowledge.
Yeah.
So therefore, the young students should see how they can gain knowledge every single day. Whatever knowledge you want, okay, and know more about the world, yourself, your relationship. But at the same time, pursue whatever course you want to pursue in whichever way you want to do it. I'm nobody to tell you anything. But you should know that ultimately this education system is going to make you a victim. You are going to be victimized by it. So make sure you don't get victimized.
Exactly. That's very
It's
true.
like I'm giving a warning. You join an office and somebody says, be careful of that guy or your boss. He's a very kamina, and one day he's going to screw you very badly. So you have to be careful. Okay. Or you like warn a girl that if you're going to meet that guy, please be careful. And so it's like a warning. You're going from this market, be careful. There are a lot of pickpockets. So then I walk like I put my wallet in the front pocket or something like that, and I watch very carefully. Similarly, I'm just warning. I'm saying this it will glamorize the corporate sector. It will say, wow, you've studied, now let's go to US and join Microsoft, Google, and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, you end up becoming just a hard-working slave with no personal life, no weekends, nothing, fighting with your spouse all the times because both of you are working. You have to make lots of dollars. And you would think that, yes, you've got a house, but then it doesn't matter whether you live in that house or not, because nobody cares. You are not, I'm not criticizing America. I'm talking about an Indian in America.
Yeah.
And you are away from your family, friends, from your own, your system has your own vibes,
Yeah.
everything away. So you are sacrificing so much for what? For this. So do that, no problems. But at the same time, again, keep something open for yourself to learn new knowledge. Okay, and if you are in US, then please become part of that system and excel in that system. And don't become victim of the system. Use the system to your advantage. Understand the game and play the game in such a way that game is subordinate to you. You're not subordinate to this thing. So like if you go to a casino and if you're drunk, then you are definitely slave to the casino.
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
subordinate because it's going to ultimately
Cost you.
it's going to
Yeah,
squeeze you,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But if you go very sober, alert, you've just jogged and you don't care, and you go with a very smart attitude, then you know when to stop, how much to play, how to get out. You're smart. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even if you lose, you know when to stop. I don't want to lose more. Let me go out. But if you're drunk, then you don't know.
Then you have
Some
no
people have
idea.
sold their houses, their wives also.
Yeah, a lot of people with a lot of addiction stories. But no, these points that you're giving, they're fascinating because like it connects to like what I was trying to say before, which is that like with these standardized tests like JEE, NEET, GRE, all of these tests that you have to give in order to score in order to show your score to get a better admission in a better college, right? And in order to do that, you need to get like a certain average, above average, high score. Depends on every institution how much they're getting you in for. And so now what becomes the problem is that when you have a big population, you have every kid is ready to work that hard, either because of societal pressure or because they genuinely love studying. There are like many kinds of students, but like, there's two major sects. And so when you're trying to like standardize tests and like make them compare themselves to the others and like think that way constantly, it's like you're changing your human wiring, almost on a very philosophical and psychological. You're making yourself go at everything with competition lens, that everything is a competition. If I don't will, I might as well just die. Because that's just so much anxiety is just created around that situation. Everything is dependent on it. I remember 10th grade results came out, and that they were obviously pivotal because that's how you get the streams, right? And at that time I was undecided. I knew that humanities is what I want to do because I can do it. It's my lane. I genuinely love doing it. See, this is what you were saying before. If you don't like anything, most likely you will fail in life because you are not contributing that time, that precious time of yours, in doing something that will actually take you places. And so thankfully my parents were cool in that way, like the modern lingo, that they allowed me to pursue whatever because they understood that, right? Like my parents understood that aspect key. When you force a kid to do something, what happens? They are not fulfilled with it. Like you were saying, what's the point of living in a house in LA or like in San Francisco, working for a tech company, and when you're just spending 18 hours a day coding or doing whatever and the rest of the time fighting with people? There's no point.
Yeah, but these days, you don't have to go be an engineer, doctor only. You can. There are so many allied professions which require more practice, research, and a lot of rehearsals, practice, and all. See, you can be anything. You can be a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
You can be emceeing is a very big business these days. People go as master of ceremony. So MCs, a lot of boys and girls are doing anchoring programs. Every day in Bombay there are hundreds of programs where you need anchors. Of course, television anchoring is also very big now. Every day.
Very big.
Now a lot of people have started channels on YouTube and they are also hiring anchors and all that. That's a big thing. You can be a wedding planner. You can be a party planner, you can be a personality planner, you can be a clothes planner, apparel planner, whatever.
Club owner or like,
styling, yeah. All the rich people do that. Interior decoration now also is split into many parts, and I was building a house, so I realized that there are people who just specialize in paintings. They'll come and check out your paint walls and colors and they'll get you paintings, your taste. They'll get you, if you want more traditional ones, you want abstracts, or you want like brands, big names and all that, or you want to experiment, all kinds of things they will do for you. There are people who just do flower arrangements. They come to your house every morning and they do flower arrangement. Yes, you will say there are very few people doing it right now, but I mean, if 5 years ago 5 people were doing it, today at least 150 people are doing it. So it's a number maybe 150, but the growth is so huge. Okay, and you can do plants and gardens in apartments. You can specialize in that. You can specialize in only flower plants which have flowers. You can anything you want. You can specialize. You can go and do it. There is a market for every goddamn thing.
Yeah,
you name it. You name it. And now these urban clap and all, they have opened up urban clap, I think. If whatever you want, home related thing, they will do it.
Home living.
From spa, right from massage, from haircut, all those things. They'll come and clean your curtains, they'll come and clean your sofas.
Everything is also app related. Right? Yeah.
So whatever you want to do. So there are lots of, we get lots of people. They are very educated, bright, young kids, they do all these kind of things. These days, the big showrooms have the kind of sales girls and boys, they are highly they are educated, they've got degrees and all that, and they take pride in doing those jobs, earning pretty good money, getting 40,000-50,000 rupees a month is pretty good money for young people, So there are lots and lots of things, coffee makers, tea makers, all those specializations, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and social media, of course, a lot of people are making money in social media by becoming content creators and all those things. So, we are in a new world. So, okay, and this new world is a very, very democratic world. It is giving you opportunities, and you should take advantage of it. Like if you want to be a filmmaker, you don't have to depend on a. Just take if your phone, you can make a film with phone and one software on your one editing software on your laptop or iPad or whatever you want to work on. It's as simple as that. So with very little money you can. I meet so many young boys and girls who have made iPhone film for 35,000, 50,000, like that, and that too they have spent money on traveling by train, going to another city like Pune or elsewhere. Otherwise people have made it for very, very cheap price. The point is that there is so much to do, but there should be somebody right from childhood who should be leading the child and telling them about all the options which are available.
Yes, and not restricting them.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I was growing up, nobody could have ever thought that becoming a chef is an option. Impossible. I mean, मैं मान ही नहीं सकता हूँ कि in my generation anybody would have thought of becoming a chef. But today, being chef is a very glamorous
it's
position.
a professional.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm a chef.
Yeah. And then the mustache thing, the meme that is there, you feel as if you're grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it is a good thing. It is like, and this is a fascinating thing that you're saying, that if now that we have so many diverse options, like kids that are listening to this, kids that are obviously aware of this. I mean, we've been aware of this new modern advancements since even before the pandemic. Things have been accelerating in every direction. As you were saying, there's every job has significance now because there's so much creativity coming from those jobs, right?
Yeah.
Interior design, like earlier, like if you were to speak about 60 years ago, 50 years ago, right? Nobody would think about, like this background, right? Like nobody would think about this aesthetic.
Yeah.
They would think, they would pass by, oh, it's broken. That's because at that time this was supposed to be there. But now it's an abstract art.
Yeah.
Like you can see different shades, you can see how they're colliding. They have a meaning of their own and they're aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, and suppose this thing doesn't exist, making these kind of walls. There is no market. You make one wall, start advertising, then a lot of people will start calling you slowly. You can try. A lot of young people understand light by instinct, lighting. Okay, there's a scope for you to become a lighting consultant. All the 5-star hotels, airports, everything, you start slow, do it with your room, with your house, ask some friend, do it for him, ask some uncle, aunties, go to their house, do it, takes a little money from them, give them consulting. Okay, what if you shift this light from here to there, from here to there? Start slowly, but start when you are in 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, whenever, or start as early as possible. And parents should be encouraging.
Yes.
One good thing is that these days parents are open to little disruption, not too much. But they want security for you.
Yes.
Because they are coming from scarcity, so they are insecure by nature. I told you about me, but when my kids were graduating, I was very insecure about them, but they were not. It didn't matter to them. They said, "Chalo, is jail se chutti mili." They didn't want to be part of that, and they didn't care. I said, "What about jobs? What will you do, etc." They said, "We'll find something. We'll do something," and they are doing their fantastic.
See, that is the thing. If we make children understand at a very young age that life is a journey and not like a full stop at every, like it's not like an ultimatum that's giving you like final reminders, do this or you're evicted, do this or you're...
And there's nothing such as success.
Yes, success is subjective, There
is no success. What is success?
So success as a subjective concept would be if I feel that I am doing good in my life, in any sector, professionally, mental health realm, whether I'm sound enough, whether I'm biologically healthy, there's like, and success could mean something to you, but
is
the other
feeling
to
good
me.
Success?
Yes, like that's a mental health, because a lot of people
but
nowadays...
what is success people are chasing?
The modern
Money.
Objective idea of success is money, fame, power. So these hedonistic sort of like traits, that you see Machiavellian, narcissistic sort of realm that you get into. The dark traits in psychoanalysis that covers that. And so you want to avoid. You want to avoid. So this is what we see, like with mental health and with studying and burnout and stress. What you want to make sure is just do whatever work you have, whatever academic papers you have to do, one at a time. Take one day at a time and be consistent, be disciplined. You will get results. It's actually easy. The thing is, our mind is constantly going here, there, because there's so much stimuli present nowadays. It's just extreme. The stimuli around is just crazy because firstly, there's a digital stimuli. So your notifications are going. So students are half the time, you're like, okay, if my friend is sending a meme, I'll just look at it, then get back to my paper. And that's a disruptive mind. So we lack mindfulness in society right now. And so if we are able to have a good mental well-being, like just being good, that you feel, first of all, that you love yourself and that you're capable of loving others around you. So, you're not psychopathic or you're not destructive towards yourself. So either borderline or like these narcissistic traits are not there. You're sound, you're good, you're a well-functioning human being. Just try to be that. Sound body and mind, good result. Disruptive body and mind, nothing would happen good in your life.
Yeah. So what else you have on you?
Another big problem I feel like we are facing is the impact of artificial intelligence on how studies look right now, right? With the major advancements happening in technology, what we see happening is that students are either overperforming or underperforming. What does that mean, right? Like if I have an assignment given to me about writing a research proposal about mRNA vaccines, that's my project, my professor has assigned to me, and it's 3-credit course, so I have to score above 75 to get a good grade, right? So that now is there. Now what I can do is I could get the structure and everything which is the focal part of making the research paper, even ideas, on my chat GPT, on my Gemini, Google Gemini, or any other artificial intelligence chatbot which works on a GPT system, right? I can do that. And so now I'm not learning, I'm just finishing my assignments for the sake of finishing them because it's been assigned to me, so I feel burdened. And it's easy, and now if this can do everything, why the hell would I use this, right? With this mindset that as we as a society are progressing, we are making our lives so much more easier that it is eventually going to be our own doom, right? And so when we are shifting so much towards technology and not using our brain, are we learning in these schools and institutions, or are we just getting that paper and degree paper and
No, I have a different view on that, It's like, suppose we used to walk earlier, then came horses. It was a technology. Horse is a technology. It's taking you faster from one place to another, so what happened? After that, we became smarter, or we were as smart and as dumb we were? No, we became smarter because we got a lot of time left to us to do other things. Similarly, when we started traveling in cars, it really cut down so much of time. With technology, did we become better or not? When in the car the radio came in, and we could hear news. We don't have to spend time at home reading news or listening to news or watching news. You can listen to this, like how you do podcasts today. You are traveling, how much work you are doing. At every red light you are also doing messaging, you're also listening to a podcast. Multitasking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I don't know. Okay, I'm no judge and I am not the right person and I no authority to talk on that. But I'm just sharing my observations with you that now so artificial intelligence is basically, I had a very good conversation with a very old friend of mine. I met her, and so in some discussion, very cliche kind of a discussion, we're saying, in our times we knew all the mathematic calculations. You say 4 multiplied by 8, we could tell like this, we could calculate with our mind. But today's kids, without
the
calculator, they can't do anything. And she said something which made sense to me. She said, so how does it matter whether he calculates here or here? As long as he knows what's the answer, where to reach, which is right. How does it matter whether you are looking at a destination on a map on a paper or you are on Google Maps? How does it matter?
True. I mean, if you are a goal-oriented person, right? If you're a journey-oriented person, you might
everybody is born goal-oriented. Everybody know.
Yeah, because survival. True.
How do people know that? Okay, I have to go and eat. They set a goal.
Yeah.
Okay, that when I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. They go and do it, when you're thirsty. So, similarly, in a larger perspective, we also set goals for life. Everybody has a goal. Yeah, that goal is good goal or not, that's questionable. That is really, really the purpose of human life, or your goal is just to make some money, enjoy, and die. And I don't know. I think our we should leave behind genes and memes also. So leaving a legacy is very important,
Yeah.
especially in terms of memes.
Yeah.
Okay, and memes. Okay, so you can also become a meme maker, and meme making is a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I was watching this meme the other day, right? Like about the CBSE result itself.
The memes.
Yeah, and it was
There's some very funny memes. Yeah.
yeah, because like when you look at these memes, they're nothing
Show
but
me.
a reflection of reality, right? So this kid, he is talking about his CBSE result, right, in a reel.
किसी ने मेरे को गलती से कॉल करके मेरे बोर्ड का रिजल्ट पूछा, मैं बता रहा हूँ मैं बहुत मारूंगा, चाहे मेरा रिलेटिव हो, चाहे मेरा बहुत पुराना दोस्त हो, चाहे भाई हो, बहन हो, कोई भी हो, मेरे को किसी का कॉल नहीं आना चाहिए, बेटा कितना रिजल्ट आया, भाई कितना रिजल्ट आया, अरे नहीं बताना मेरे को मेरा कितना आया, जितना भी आया मैं खुश हूँ, मेरी खुशी से तुम खुश हो जाओ, कंपैरिजन मत करो, ये कंपैरिजन के चक्कर में आधी दुनिया अटकी पड़ी हुई है, बेमतलब कंपैरिजन करेंगे मार्क्स का और उसके बाद बोलेंगे तेरे तो इतने कमाया, उसके देख कितने ज्यादा, अरे आए तो आए, मैं तो अपने वालों से खुश हूँ ना, अपनी चीजों में खुश रहना सीखो, दूसरों को नीचे दिखा के कोई खुश नहीं रह पाता, ठीक है, बोर्ड का रिजल्ट पूछेंगे, अरे तुमसे बहुत बेहतर आए हैं, बस.
This is funny. Yes, so this is how students feel. So much of social pressure, peer group. Any other meme you have?
No, but this is the reason why I pulled is because you're going on the same points. Like it's an expressed emotion which is valid because these students are feeling it, they are going through it, and this is what we mean. Like, why are students stressed? Because of the competitive stress and trauma that you make your kids go through, right? If you don't score above 90, you're not going to have any future, like those like things. And when you instill that in a kid, if you continuously subliminally say it, like in our times also, when parents wanted to make sure that we perform well, before the exam they will come walking, and they'll be like, they'll be looking at your thing, or are you studying or not, like, they'll give you some remarks, if you don't perform well, you won't get it, like those kind of remarks they would give, but they're coming from a good intentionality. You realize that later. But in that moment you get, anxious, you become depressed, you go through your own, like, you start doubting yourself. You should never doubt yourself. As a student, as a anything, you should never
No,
doubt
but then the entire education system is made in such a way it makes you doubt
Yes.
all the time. So students are doubting, what if this doesn't happen? As if life has destinations and we have to achieve that. But that's how this world is now. And anyway, so all I tell students is that you should always struggle to sharpen the saw. You have a saw. Saw is your intelligence. You have to keep sharpening it all the times, and which is very important. And also feed the cow. If you're not feeding the cow, how are you going to milk the cow? Where will the milk come from if you don't? Which means new information, new ideas, research, traveling, observing, meeting people. Do these things, and you never know when in life you find your song. So yes, but if you have to go in the competition, then please go there to win the competition. Don't just go there saying, "Oh shit, I don't care about it. What is this?" No, then don't give it.
Yeah.
But if you are participating in it, then you have no right to say that. Then you should study also. Then you come on, excel, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and otherwise give it up. Then you should have the guts to fight with the world. So if you're not fighting with the world and still going with the norms, then you have no right to complain. Only those people have right to complain who create their own rules.
Exactly, because they took that responsibility and they honored it, in their own way. And this is what the students need to understand is that, and I'm telling you right now, I'm 24, and I can say this because I went through 10, 12, like in the recent 5-10 years, right? Like, life is like literally a journey. What will seem a reality to you after 10th or 12th is flipped as soon as you get out of college. And then as soon as you enter the masters, if you want to do that, pursue further.
And as soon as you get a job, then
Completely
as soon as you
different.
get married, then as soon as you have kids, as soon
Exactly.
as, so which means that life is changing. How can you, this will secure your future. This has future, this has no future. How can you determine your future and lock your future at this stage when you are 21 for the rest of your life, when your life is changing every 5 years and with every circumstance? So therefore keep it open and also have options that you should be able to do 2, 3, 4 things. You should be enjoying at least couple of things in your life, not just one that you are working and you are happy going on weekends or traveling to some foreign country and going out for dining and whining.
Yeah.
So no, those are not the achievements. Buying a new Mercedes is not an achievement. The real achievement is that how many things give you joy and happiness in life. And joy and happiness is also very romantic words. How many things, okay, you love to do.
Exactly.
Okay, if your list is just one or two, then you are a very poor guy. And in my mind, you are an unsuccessful guy. Okay, only when you have multi-dimensional personality, when you are interested in a whole lot of things, you do your job. I'm not against job, but I'm saying just limiting your life to that job. The first thing people say, what do you do? Is that your only identity? What do I do?
Yeah.
I do lots of things. Which one you want to know about? If somebody asks me, what do you do? I say, I do a whole lot of things. Which one? No, you should be doing something. You are a filmmaker. I say, no, I'm also an author. I'm also a public speaker. I'm also a debater. I'm also a poet. I'm also a podcaster.
Yeah.
I do so many things. Now you tell me, So I am also a teacher. I teach in lots of institutes. I go and take master classes. So I'm doing a whole lot of things. I'm also a philanthropist. I run a foundation at my age. But I have always been like that since my college school times, that I could explore so many things in my life. Therefore, I don't need too many people, society, party, drinking, smoking. I need nothing, I'm just so full of things in my life. I have no space for anything else. That's what I'm saying. Then you feel successful, you feel fulfilling, you can appreciate so much of beauty in this world, you can explore, discover, experiment with so many new ideas, because then I'm writing poetry, something is not working, then philosophy comes to help. If that also doesn't work, then science comes to help. If that also doesn't work, then my research ability comes to help. So there are so many disciplines in my life which help each other, and we are interdependent.
Yes, yeah.
We are like I'm saying the different dimensions of mind, then we are like a small forest, where everybody is connected with roots, but still they grow separately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is a very good point.
On this note, I think we should take a rest.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this podcast we did on generally, there's no purpose. Our idea was to do these podcasts, and when Sanjana told me, let's do these podcasts, I said, okay. Initially I was reluctant, but then I said, it's a good idea. You're a student yourself, so a 23, 24-year-old young student, and here I am at the age of retirement. Two different of the same spectrum, two different extremes, discussing about issues and without any agenda, just free flowing. And it's like your thought process. One can talk about lots of things. So please keep watching it, and if you have any ideas, any suggestions, write in the reply. And I don't know if you subscribe, how does it matter? If you don't subscribe, how does it matter? But I think if you touch the ring, then people
the
get noticed.
notification bell, and then there's
So you'll get more themes. We'll keep talking as and when we meet. She lives in Delhi, I live in Bombay, so she was here. We said let's record a couple of them. And if you have any theme, any idea in your mind, let us know. And please follow I Am Buddha.